Hey, it's Jake Mace. Anybody out there? We've got 3 million followers. Can everybody see and hear me? You gotta imagine I'm in the middle of nowhere and talking to my phone. So if you guys can comment, hey, I can see you, hey, I can hear you, then I can, have confidence that this stream is working. When Nicolle and I first moved to this property and tried to live off-grid life, we never had the ability to use our cell phones. And so something's happened in the last 2 years. We actually canceled our Starlink out here to be a little more private. We had, if you really want me to talk to you about it, we canceled Starlink, but we still have it. We can reactivate it. And the cell's been working for uploading YouTube videos. Like 1 bar of LTE works enough for these lives, depending on where I'm at. I can go right over there, it won't work, and right here it will. Hey, you guys see and hear me okay? I see a lot of people, guys, girls. Tell me, what the overall age is, everybody watching. I'm curious who's watching and what city you're watching from and what kind of videos of ours do you like best. But I'm trying to build this house. I'm almost done. I'm not trying to build the house. I'm trying to redeem to off-road is old. Yeah, everyone's getting there. It's not about building this house. I'm trying to get my family of 5 now. We have 3 kids, which always blows my mind. I'm trying to get us in there by August because I feel that August is in this part of the world is always the time where we don't have a winter like, cold Ontario, Eastern Canada, or Alaska does, where it's so cold that it will dry out your wood with the cold. So August, we have to have all the wood put in the woodshed by August 31st. Is that right? Because then if you don't do that and September 1 comes along, you won't be able to dry out your wood at all. So the issue here is with wet wood. So I also want to have us in the house in August to time us with the wood. And I think that we'll still get enough sun to charge all the batteries that I've been storing up of the last 3 years in secret. That's one thing I've done is I've got about 5 different systems of 6-volt, 12-volt, lead acid, lithium, Powerwall, and lithium stackable batteries. And I have a huge, 10 kilowatt hour solar bank that I've been hiding and storing away, and I'm gonna set up for that house. I need to have sun to charge it up. So all the trees that I'm milling here on the mill that are giving me lumber to build the house, I'm cutting the trees down from the south part of our lot, of our property, so that it lets in more sun, because what we have is that when the winter comes, the sun goes down below the tree line and then there's no more solar. So I'm trying to cut these trees down here so that that sun will peek over onto the container house. But I get scared a lot, and I'll just, I'll use you guys out there watching as my therapist, okay? So I don't know if, again, I touched on the last video, I don't really see you guys as real people. I know there's people that watch us. I see the numbers. I see we almost have a billion views. But I have several channels that have a lot of views. I've reinvented myself on YouTube 3 times. And I've done the 1 million subscribers thing multiple times, and it doesn't really do it for me. And I don't see you guys as people. I see you guys as statistics on the screen. Like even your comments coming in right now, I'm real. I remember the yurt, the pizza oven. I'm in Portugal. I don't see you guys as real people. I just see it as like statistics scrolling up the screen. But I'll still use you. I'll use you guys if you care as my therapist. So I'm scared a lot. Like right now, I just kind of I'm building out the greenhouse today with raised beds. So I'm taking all the medium-sized logs, the ones that are not choice, and I'm milling them into big 4x6s, like railroad ties, and I'm putting them into the greenhouse's beds. And in the greenhouse, we'll grow cucumbers, tomatoes, and beans, and bay leaf, and maybe bananas, and tomatoes, and peppers, and stuff like that. And I get stuck sometimes because I get afraid, even though I feel I've got a good control over my mind, my mental game. I feel afraid sometimes, and my fear is that I'll lose everything again, because I've lost everything many times before. I feel like I did one of these live videos a while ago where I talked about my dad. and I talked about how I had a really great family life. I would say above average wealth and success, and two great parents who were in love until I was about 12. And so I got this, like, from birth to 12, this incredible upbringing. But then from 12 on, there was divorce and arguments and addiction and gambling and drugs and sex and all that kind of broke the family apart, and yelling and and every day screaming and blackouts and things like that, and financial loss. So from 12 on is drastically different. But I feel like my sister, my brother, who are younger than me, they were affected by that more. I was 12 and I had baseball, wrestling, and sports that kind of, allowed me to get closer to adulthood before all that stress came in. So I felt a sense of loss as a college student, because I felt like I lost my family. And then I've always been good at having success in anything. I'm realizing, if my son Fox or my daughters River Willow are watching this, I've always had success in everything I do. And it's weird for me to say that, because at the time when I do those things, I felt very insufficient and young, and I felt a very stressful sense of urgency to do those things. So martial arts, gardening, business, college, relationships, girls. I've always felt so much stress and anxiety, and I've had to, like, really go for it to achieve in those things. But looking back now, as a 40-some-year-old, I've been very successful with girls. I've been very successful in business. I've been very successful in college. I willingly left college to run my business before my senior year, so I didn't graduate. But I had some great experiences there, including doing a year with Duke University in Beijing, in China. 我很喜欢说中文。2002年读大学，跟我在北京学习中文。北京有一个大学，名字是首都师范大学，这是我的大学，我19岁的时候。So I like Chinese a lot, and that's the reason why you hear me speaking that with Fox. I feel like if I can train all my kids to be fluent in Mandarin so that you're unable to tell on the phone that they're white with blonde hair. If they can have 非常好的口音, if they have a really good accent, Shanghai 口音, Beijing 口音, Taiwan 口音, if they have like a really good Chinese accent, I'll be very proud, because they can hate Chinese, but they'll have it in their back pocket for the future. I think it's always important to have, some secret wealth in your back pocket, and knowledge is that. And so for me, I feel like I've achieved, but then I've lost. So when I got to be 20 and I started my business, I very quickly, made the enrollment of my martial arts brick and mortar school times 500%. And I was going to open up a second location. I ended up buying the building, so I had commercial real estate. Then I bought a townhome, and I was 25. I had my own townhome, 3-bedroom townhome, in my own commercial space, worth almost, worth quite a lot of money. And then I had, a federal lawsuit that was a business lawsuit. It was for money, with some, rival or fellow companies. I had the wife I had married young at 25. We divorced. I had that coincided with the 2008 financial collapse. So I lost the commercial space. I lost my house. And so all of a sudden, then it was like 2010, and I lost my wife, and I had to, fight out that federal lawsuit, which got thrown out, which was a big win. And then I, lost my credit score, and lost my commercial space, and lost my townhome, and lost my wife. Plus I lost all my friends. That lawsuit lost me all the friends I had gathered from age 18 to age 28. I lost them all. And then I did it again. I started, doing more digital stuff. I started doing more gardening lessons in addition to the Qigong and Tai Chi and fitness. And my brick and mortar fitness was still successful. It changed to be with private lessons and in companies. And then I made videos about that, and those got successful. I had videos with millions of views. Then I started doing gardening, which I really was good at. And I started to have success with in-person tours, but also online teaching. Then I created a gardening school, and then I created a martial arts school. And then I got to be about 30 and realized that I was in, a relationship that really was depressing me, and I lost it all again. So, I lost, getting out of that relationship cost me the business, money, my house, my reputation, because, a lot of people really ganged up on me during that divorce, and lost me, a marriage that on the outside seemed really good. On the inside, I didn't agree. And then I was single in an apartment again with nothing. Okay. And so childhood loss, and then, young 20, mid 20s loss, and then early 30s loss. And then I met Nicolle, and it's almost like God rewarded me for searching out the things I wanted, and then sent Nicolle to me, and we had a first date. I remember thinking, this is exactly the girl that's on my list that I've made of the girl that I want. And if I just can have the girl that I really want, that is a huge win for me. So Nicolle and I were able to make our relationship work, which then led to us traveling the world together. So I saw 15 countries with Nicolle. And then we got engaged on a sailboat. We got married. And now we have 3 children that I love so much. But I love Nicolle the most because she's the one I chose. And my kids are kind of a symbol of that love. And Fox now is starting to become his own person. And I see an incredible swag in River and Willow. And I can't believe, so much of what Fox and River and Willow has is not for me. It's some kind of inherent God-given universe personality they just have that's now, putting itself out there through their bodies. And I think that I'm now using this sawmill. Let me get to the point. I'm using this sawmill to mill my own wood. I only pay for gas. I'm using my spear gun and my breath control to go into the ocean. And it turns out I'm really good at spear fishing from all the qigong and the meditation that I did. The ability to relax my body, shoot really well, and hold my breath for long periods of time underwater while I'm hunting fish is really fun for me. And the ability to then get a sailboat. We have the sailboat Appa sitting out there waiting to go on adventures, and I really would love to have the kids be as good as they are at 普通话. I want them to 做帆船, 做帆船, 开帆船. I want them to ride and drive the sailboat. And I want to sail between our property and then sail to more places. I would love to sail the whole West Coast down to Baja, to Panama Canal and beyond. I would like to sail to Asia and things like that. I don't know if it's going to be in this boat, but this boat will be the training boat, And I can't even do that stuff until the twins are 5, 6 years old. I want them to be a little older. So I start to think about all the things that represent off-grid life to me, which is I don't give a shit about my credit score. I like being able to pay for things in cash and not credit. It's really getting harder to do things like rent a car and things like that without a credit card or without the credit score. Well, F all that stuff, I'm gonna stick to my principles. I love paying cash for things, and I love not paying cash for anything. I love going out to the ocean to get my prawn and my crab and my scallops and my fish. And in the tropics, I love getting my trevallies, my uku, my uhu, my mu, my menpachi, my lobster, and all of that. And then I love having this greenhouse made out of the wood that was cut just over here. And I love having this shipping container house that when I had some money put aside, I bought those containers used, and now they're sitting there. And when you include the outdoor area, it's gonna be a 3,000 square foot house. When you include the outdoor kitchen and the greenhouse, and the laundry room is another container behind there, if you can see. And it's really incredible. Hey, Nicolle. Nicolle's there in the chat. Everybody say hi to Nicolle. Keep it going with Nicolle's birthday. It's still May. It's her birthday month. Still wish Nicolle happy birthday. Let's celebrate May. And I love that I'm building like these 2 raised beds. Look at the size of them. They're great. And there's going to be 6 of those of that size, and there's going to be a dozen of different size ones out there. And every time I build one of these things, or I cut more lumber, or I'm able to cut more lumber, or I'm able to identify all these native plants and provide food for my family, or my garden has I just picked 20 different, like a bushel of asparagus that was this big. And all my potatoes are up of 6 different varieties. And I have an abundance of wasabi. The real wasabi grows here. And I have 100 corn plants ready to be planted out in the acre that I cleared. And I've had 3 acres of bear fence rolled up for 4 years. I'm going to finally put up to protect our fruit trees. And when I have all these things, I really feel like I'm winning the off-grid game. You know, I have the ability to provide my building materials, get my own food. I have 4 wells on the property. I have fresh spring water, and I have great neighbors. I have a bug out location in a far different climate than this one. And both of these properties are appreciating in value, if you even care about that, which for me, I don't care about that. I care about the properties I bought in these areas on purpose. First of all, they're extremely wet, both properties, temperate, tropical. And that's very important to me because the desert of Arizona taught me I need water. And I don't want to put in irrigation systems. So the crazy amount of wetness in my area is part of the plan. You have to battle it. And here it's easy to battle it because of the wood stove. And in the tropics, it's easy to battle it because of the sun. And fruit trees love that wet, you know? So I'm just afraid something's gonna happen to reset your old man Jake Mace again. And it is gonna be either like the collapse of the dollar. I listen to a lot of Peter Schiff financial interviews, and I think that Peter Schiff is a really amazing guy. I think everything that I represent in off-grid life or my own personal beliefs, I'm gonna pop my back, hold on. Oh my God. Oh, I just hit the most epic chiropractic pop right where I needed it. Oh, for 3 days, I haven't been able to get that one. I'm sorry, it's real personal. That was just like mini, well, it starts with an O and it's very pleasurable. So right there, oh my God. I just feel like Peter Schiff is a very intelligent financial analyst. If you look at his stuff, and he very much so lectures, you know, if you boil down his lectures into, he thinks the US dollar is going to collapse, and he's positioning himself to where he's invested in companies that have international appeal and gold. And he thinks that there's power in gold and there's power in countries that don't rely heavily on the dollar being the supreme monetary thing in the world. And, you know, honestly, I listen to him because I think that he's intelligent and well-researched and smart, but he's also scary as fuck to me. He's very scary, and I'm not like Peter Schiff. You know, I like having control of my life with water and food for free and building materials and no debt. So I hear about things and I start to wonder, are we due for another collapse? Is it going to be a nuke threat? You know, is it going to be a dollar collapse? Is it going to be another disease, you know, pandemic, things like that? And I start to have these thoughts of, you know, will I lose it all again? And how come it's so hard to achieve? How come I keep achieving and losing? But now I'm in a pretty good state. I have an amazing woman, and I have amazing children, and I've diversified the properties, and I've done it all with no debt. I feel strong, and my body feels good. Like I have a very fit body, and I'm very blessed physically to be, you know, like 200 pounds, 6'2", and healthy. And I feel like I have the ability to do everything I want to do physically within balance. So that's it. Do you guys have these fears as well? Do you fear? If you guys have, what kind of things right now in the chat? I'll start reading the chat right now. What kind of things are you winning at in life? Are you winning at body right now? Or are you winning at relationship? Or are you winning at money? Are you a money person? Are you killing it in the money game? Are you killing it in the sex and relationship game? Are you killing it in the body game? Are you killing it in the spiritual game? Are you really killing it in terms of religion or spirituality? Or I would also say like emotional connection and strength. What are you killing it in? And I'm interested in knowing, or are you winning at all those things? And do you have those fears that I have of losing it? And does it paralyze you? Because a lot of times it paralyzes me, and I've found that at nighttime is the worst. You know, I've discovered living off the grid that the things that I've realized living close to nature here in the Canadian wilderness and in the tropics, they really show me the physical and mental differences between men and women. Men cannot be women and women cannot be men. And I see it here. Like I'm able to do a ton of things that Nicolle can't do. And she's able to do a ton of things that I can't do. And she's extremely fit and capable, and I'm extremely fit and capable. So I feel like she's a beautiful example of a woman. And I feel like I'm a good example of a guy. And so I see the differences in physical workload, in mental abilities. There's nobody who can go as hard as Nicolle, but she's also able to take mentally and emotionally and spiritually so much more from these kids than I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way I could raise these kids as a single dad. The only reason why those kids are thriving, you know, is because of Nicolle. She's the consistent train just heading down the tracks, and I'm just, you know, on one of the passenger carts behind, you know, helping to keep things clean. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely the beta in that world right now, but I feel I'm the extreme alpha in other ways. Like, I can sleep a lot less. I can handle the cold a lot more. I can work a lot harder and longer with sustaining less injury. And I use those things to benefit my family. So I'm doing those things on behalf of my family. And I feel like I see it in the girls and Fox already. Like, the girls are so emotionally strong, whether they're crying or happy. They're so emotionally strong. And Fox is just, you know, he's emotional, but he's also a strong powerhouse emotionally and physically. And I have to direct his physicality. Where River and Willow, I see that they're intrinsic. They're drawing the attention in to where, like, they draw my heart and my brain in to where they're just, you know, able to heal with their presence. Where Fox is able to be the presence physically, if that makes sense to you. I feel those same things in myself. So I'm bringing this up because at night, I feel when I'm not sleeping that it's easy to get overwhelmed and paralyzed by fears. And so I find that, you know, maybe the addiction with me is that the addiction of, like, consuming video content might be a thing where, you know, I don't have to face my fears because there's some funny podcast to watch, or there's, you know, a movie to watch or something like that. And if we didn't have the video or the TV or the computer or internet, you know, maybe I would be a better person, because maybe you're supposed to face those fears at night so that you can be more solid during the day. But during the day, I have a secret where I don't face those fears. I just do the work anyways. Does that make sense to any young guys out there watching? I don't look for motivation, and I don't need to face those fears. I just know it needs to be done, and I just do it. And if I'm not at my best, it's okay. I think a lot of times when you play a video game, you sometimes play the game so many times, you know right away when you're having a bad day, and you reset the game and you start over again. Or you reset the level, or you reset the hearts, or you reset the ammo. And I think life is not like that. I think that on a day where you're feeling like you need a reset, you can't. And you have to just do the best you can anyways. And a person that taught me this was one of my kung fu students' name was Jim. I think Aframo back in the day. And he was a sports psychologist as well. And he taught me that he works with a lot of Olympians, that they have a lot of problem performing in the Olympics because it's so stressful to have their best stuff at that one event every 4 years. And a lot of them collapse and they can't handle it. So he tells them, you don't need to be your best. You just need to put in a very human performance today. And when he said that, I never will forget that. So today I'm feeling a little bit fearful and paralyzed, but I'm still putting in my human performance. And with my online business, my YouTube business, I'm going live because of that. I'm doing something for this channel by going live and sharing with you and giving you an insight. So I'm putting in a human performance. I'm milling these logs. I didn't feel like I had my best stuff to mill precise lumber for the roof I'm doing, but I was able to mill the leftover logs for the big bulky beds. You want me to show you? Anybody want to see what I'm doing in there in the greenhouse? Do you want to see the lumber I'm milling for the house? I'll give you an inside look right now if you want. I got 5 more minutes, then I got to go. I can't do these for too long because then, see, Nicole already came in the chat. She knows I'm watching, so she knows I'm not in there helping her with the kids, and I'm not milling wood for the house. So I'm going to be in big trouble. All right, here, I'll show you. There's a lot of yeses on the screen right now. Ugh. I got this big pile of caps. Every time I mill one of these logs, here, I'll show you. Every time I mill one of these logs, I get top and bottoms, you know, of the bark. And I got a ton of these now. And a lot of them are real thick. So sometimes I have to mill them thick because the log has a bend in them. What should I do with all this? It's difficult to use them because the top has bark and the bottom does not. They're very strong though. They're like 2x6s. And I don't want to spend all my time draw knifing the bark off. So what can I use those for? Anybody have any ideas? Please comment. But here, I'll show you this. Where can I put you guys? All right, if you want a secret preview of what we're doing here, I'll keep watching. So like, for instance, this one I just milled, so this top comes off. And then I throw it in the pile. And then this is the log now that I just milled. Uh-oh, don't fall. Let's look down the row here. I unpinch it. Oh, don't fall. I'm trying not to have the phone fall. Then I gauge if I'm strong enough to lift it onto the tractor, or I gotta have the tractor pick it up. So let's see, do I have enough strength in front of you guys to lift it? I don't think I do. This is a pretty massive one. Oh man, yeah, I could do it. This is this why my back is out here? From all these logs. All right, check it out. Oh, that's gonna block me. So that side goes on there. And now I got this giant railroad tie. You know what I'm saying? See that? So then I'm taking these, 16-foot giant thick railroad ties. I'm doing the bark end facing out, so it's rounded and kind of nice, so the soil won't rot the log, and when that bark falls off naturally, we'll just peel it off. And I've already done a bunch, so let me show you. So yesterday I was really on my A game. I had some really nice Douglas fir that I had fallen, and it was really thick. So I was able to mill all this wood from one tree yesterday, and there's still 2 more stumps of the tree. It was for our property, the trees are 40 years old and it's very big. So all this wood, these are 2x8s that are real 2x8s, so really 2 inches thick. And all of these I'm saving and drying out right now on the side so that this can become the roof rafters that hold the metal roof on top of the container. And the ones that are kind of odd shaped, I'm using as trim on these beds. And all the kids are out here. Hey, Fox. What are you doing? You want to be on the live? Nicolle, give you guys the thumbs down on the live. All right, so let me just show you the greenhouse, then we'll cancel it and I'll go be a dad here now that I shared too much with you guys. Here, I'll turn it around, ready? So we gotta take the rainwater off the top of this and it goes down into the big tank. And then I've got the outside of the greenhouse is gonna have battery and pump so we can water in there, automatic. Just made this temporary lock, so you just open. And then you come in here. So now all the railroad ties are in there, and they're gonna be like that. So we'll dig down a little bit maybe. These are about, I don't know, 8-10 inches thick, so we have 8 to 10 inches of compost. And then we'll kind of chop up, I'll pickaxe the ground to make it all loose and stuff. And then, you know, the center can be, I don't know, it can be tomatoes, it can be bananas. And then the next one's gonna go here. So we're gonna have a space for wheelbarrow in between, and then another skinny raised bed, and then a third one against the side, and then do this side as all the climbers. And all of this is just our seedlings right now. And this will go away because we'll have the potting bench in the corner, and this will also be raised beds here. This is just temporary. Hi, Fox. What's this place, bro? Tell us what it is. Are you opening the door for Mama? All right, time for me to go. Thanks, as always, for following our adventure, our journey. And I've got a video you can go on the channel and watch. So go to the channel to the videos. They separate the videos from the live. So go check out the videos. And I can't wait to show you guys what we have going on with the mill and with the container house. These are little teasers. I film everything in high quality, so you guys will get all the details when the new vlog comes out. So when the new vlog comes out, the best way you can help our show is to watch it right when it comes out and watch the whole thing, hit the like button, and leave a comment and interact or share it. Those are the best ways you can support our videos and our channel. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon.